In the world of Hey Arnold, there are a lot of characters, some of which only appear in one episode or make only a few extra cameos in later episodes, but only really have one prominent role. So in this video, I'm going to focus on my personal opinion top 10 one-hit wonder characters from Hey Arnold that were really memorable in the one episode they pretty much were only featured in. Here are just a few honorable mentions. I'm just going to show some pictures. These are ones that were memorable to me, but not quite enough to make the top 10. So without further ado, here's my top 10. So number 10, even though this character was kind of mean, she's still kind of, I could understand her and I felt bad for her. It's Agatha, the crabby author. The thing that makes her memorable is the fact that even though she was really mean to Arnold, and even though he never gave up on her and he went there every day just to get her to answer his questions, in the end, she did kind of, she turned out good in the end. I mean, she wrote that book, and, she was mean. She was always saying, like, holy crackers, rat brat, she was just mean. But, she was memorable to me. I felt bad for her because she just gave up on herself, and then Arnold kind of made her believe again. And then she wrote the book at the end. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I put Agatha as number 10. Number 9 is actually an animal, but this one I just couldn't help but put it on the list. Lockjaw, the turtle. This is one of those episodes that just, it makes you sad because Lockjaw is just a turtle and everybody just makes fun of him. I mean, he's got graffiti on his shell, kids throw ice cream at him. I mean, how horrible. So then Arnold and his grandma go in and break him out and then set him free, which was awesome. And I mean, I just felt bad for Lockjaw. The entire time he's just being abused, he just takes it. And then he just I don't know. Lockjaw just, I love Lockjaw. That's one of my favorite episodes. So I put Lockjaw at number 9. Number 8 is Mitzi. Mitzi is Grandpa's sister, and they actually argue a lot because they used to have a dog and then he ran away and they just pick on each other. But the thing that makes Mitzi cool is that while they're playing pranks on each other, she's always the one that just doesn't embarrass herself. Like, Grandpa will pull his pranks and it always ends up backfiring on him somehow. She always comes out looking smooth and cool, but then she pranks him and it's really funny. So Mitzi I think she should have been in a few extra episodes, just to visit the boarding house. But I think in the one episode she really appeared. I thought that she really made her impact and I remembered her. So Mitzi is number 8. Number 7 is Inga, the nanny. Now, this is one of those episodes I distinctively remember watching on TV as a rerun, and we even had it on VHS. And Inga's just one of those characters that just sticks with you. I mean, she's the nanny of Helga for this episode, and she's nice to everyone. She makes them cake, she smiles, and she's always just being nice, and all the kids like her. But Helga doesn't like her because Inga makes Helga dress up for school and changes the food she eats, and when she's trying to play baseball she takes her away, but you gotta feel bad for her because Helga tries to get her fired and does really mean things to her, and Inga never says anything. She doesn't outright say, Helga, why'd you do this? She just kind of is like, oh, it's okay, I'll fix it, and then when she actually gets fired, you just feel bad for her, and then at the end she she still is nice, keeping in character, and then she even writes Helga a postcard, and I think she's one of those characters that could have appeared again if she wanted, but she never did, but I love that episode. Inga is number 7. Number 6 is Lola. Lola may have been a bit shallow because she didn't really think she and Ernie were meant to be just because she's so tall and beautiful and he's so short. But the thing that kind of made her a bit of an impact was she really did mean well. I mean, she even, had the audacity, well, not the audacity, but she even had the courtesy to come back at the end of the episode and at least apologize to Ernie. And I mean, even, it's hard to explain, but basically, Lola really was nice. She and Ernie were having a great time, and, she even admitted, it's one of the best times she's had in a while. she's like a beauty model and, doesn't really have much time to have fun. So, like, it was cool for her to actually go out with Ernie. So, number 6 is Lola. Number 5 is Monkey Man. Now, I know that he made a few cameos, like, just running around like, I'm Monkey Man. But, his real only prominent role was the Monkey Man episode. Monkey Man is just this guy that goes around the neighborhood saving the day secretly, and everybody thinks he's strange and weird, but Arnold actually approaches him because he saved him earlier. When you actually get to know Monkey Man, he's actually pretty funny. And, even at the end when he's starting to, like, get a little in over his head, Sid gets in trouble and then he ends up saving him. Well, he doesn't save him, but basically Sid gets jumped by these guys, and Monkey Man is still, kind of losing himself for a little bit, and then Sid blows up on him, and he's like, you didn't save me, blah, 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 and then he ends up getting him back his Beetle boots, which got stolen, and I just thought he was a really cool guy. He was a little strange, but, he was still one of the memorable characters to me, so I put Monkey Man at number 5. Number 4 is Ronnie Matthews. Hands down, one of the most memorable characters to me, whether he's a one-hit wonder or one of the characters we see every day like Arnold. I mean, his song, I Saw Your Face and wow. I mean, like, how it just sticks to you. You know what I mean? Like, even though he kind of was a jerk, and even though in the end you find out that he's not actually singing his own songs and he just doesn't even know how to play guitar or whatever, like, I still liked his character, like, in his accent, like, Elga, Phoebe, it was funny. Like, Ronnie Matthews, honestly, I think is one of the coolest characters, and I love the song. Like, that's one of the most memorable things to me about Hey Arnold is that song, I Saw Your Face and wow. So, number 4 is Ronnie Matthews. Stoop Kid's afraid to leave his stoop. Number 3 is Stoop Kid. Honest to goodness, this episode has always stuck with me. It's one of the first episodes I think of when I think of Hey Arnold, because me and my friends also did like a whole Stoop Kid's afraid to leave his stoop chant at school, and not many kids got it, because, I'm 17. Not many kids my age really got into Hey Arnold. I mostly only got into it because we had videotapes of it, and my siblings are older, but anyway, that's beside the point. Stoop Kid is one of the most memorable characters ever, like, in the world of Hey Arnold. I mean, he basically is just a guy that sits on this stoop and he's absolutely afraid to get off it. And Arnold helps him to take his steps off the stoop. But even after he finally overcomes his fear and is able to get off the stoop, he still chooses to stay on it. And, it's pretty cool because he's like a dude that just screams at random passersby if they even look at his stoop. And then he ends up being cool about it. It's like, I did it. I got off the stoop, Honest to God, he's one of the most memorable characters of Hey Arnold. Number 2 is Dr. Bliss. The episode Helga on the Couch is one of my favorite episodes. And Dr. Bliss was a really cool character. I'm pretty sure she made a cameo in the Hey Arnold movie, but really, Helga on the Couch is her episode. Not many people even understand in Helga's class that she's, got a thing for Arnold, and nobody really even questions why she acts the way she does. So, when Dr. Bliss comes along, she discovers that Helga is, like, madly in love with Arnold, and that she's got problems, and, she's like a bully. And so Dr. Bliss, really does care about Helga, and she wants to know, like, why she does the things she does. And, I mean, thanks to Dr. Bliss, we got the episode, and we got a lot of answers that we wanted to know. And, she was really kind and, nice, and, honestly, Dr. Bliss is one of the, like, nicest, probably, of all characters in Hey Arnold. I don't know, I'm getting tongue twisted here. But seriously, Dr. Bliss was awesome. I loved that episode. So number 2 is Dr. Bliss. Number 1, I didn't even have to think about this. I immediately knew, the minute I decided I wanted to make this video, I knew who was going to be number 1, and I knew it was going to be Pigeon Man. Pigeon Man is also one of the most memorable episodes to me, because we also had this episode on VHS, and I watched it all the time. And this episode is just beautiful and depressing at the same time. Pigeon Man is just a guy that loves pigeons and has like no trust in people. And he lives up on a roof all by himself with his pigeons. And so when Arnold decides he wants to go up there to talk to Pigeon Man to get him to help his pigeon, everybody's like, are you crazy? You know, Pigeon Man, he's not going to help you. He's crazy, you know. But Arnold gets to know him, and he turns out to be like a really, really nice guy. He just doesn't really trust people. At the end of the episode, one of the most memorable moments in Hey Arnold history is when he leaves, you know, like all the kids trashed his roof, and so he's like, all right, I'm gonna leave, Arnold, you know, but you taught me an important lesson that some people can be trusted. So this episode, I think, has one of the more, it's more of a life lesson kind of episode. Like, you know, if you treat people that are different, you know, differently, they probably will have little trust in people. And I don't know, Pigeon Man was so, I love Pigeon Man, and I wish he would have gotten more episodes, but he really only appeared in this one. Then when he flies off into the sun, it's just so beautiful. It almost brings tears to your eyes. So, number one, without a doubt, the most one-hit wonder character of Hey Arnold is Pigeon Man. And so, there you have it, my top 10. Feel free to leave a comment. If you agree with some of these, let me know. If you don't agree with some of these, if you think there should be a character that didn't appear on here, that should be on here, let me know. So again, thank you for watching, and please comment.